All right, if you're a developer, you know this feeling all too well. You get this amazing idea for a new app, but then reality hits. Before you can even touch your core product logic, you're stuck for weeks, maybe longer, wrestling with all the boilerplate stuff. Auth, security, database connections. It's just a massive pain and a total momentum killer. Well, today, we're going to look at something that aims to just get rid of that whole roadblock. So let's jump right in. We're starting with what's frankly a totally new way to kick off a project. And believe it or not, it all starts with just talking to it. Okay, seriously think about this for a second. How long does it really take you to go from that spark of an idea to having a live, polished landing page up and running? A week, 2 weeks if you're lucky, right? Well, what if I told you you could do it in about the time it takes to make a cup of coffee? Like literally seconds. This is where ShipSecure just completely flips the script. Forget digging through config files or staring at a blank page trying to write marketing copy. No, you just describe your idea in plain English. That's it. So you might just type something like a habit tracker for remote workers. And then boom, this is the magic part. The AI takes that simple sentence and in seconds, it just spits out a whole landing page configuration. We're talking the hero section copy, a list of features, a smart pricing structure, even a full FAQ section. It's all just there and it's all tailored specifically to your idea. And this isn't some black box where you hope for the best. Nope, you get a live preview of your site as the AI does its thing, which is super cool. Once it's done, you can just copy the whole configuration or even have it emailed to you. And the best part, you can actually try this out for free once, just to see how powerful it is for yourself. Okay, so generating a site that fast is amazing, right? But here's the real question. Is it just a pretty face, or is it actually production ready? Is it secure? And this is where we get into the absolute core of what ShipSecure is all about. Take a look at this number, 75. What is that? That's the number of test-driven development tests that are verifying every single security feature in this thing. So they're not just saying it's secure. They've built it and proven it with tests from the ground up, right from day one. And just look at what you get right out of the box. We're talking bank-grade security. Stuff like CSP and HTS test headers that protect against nasty attacks. You get Google and GitHub OAuth ready to go in minutes. Minutes, not weeks. There's even DDoS protection built in with Redis rate limiting. I mean, this is the stuff that can take forever to get right, and here, it's just handled. So here's the main takeaway, the most important point, really. Security here isn't a feature you check off a list. It's not an afterthought. It's the foundation of the entire thing. Every single piece is built on top of this secure, tested base, which means you are genuinely production ready from the second you clone the repo. All right, so we've got an instant start with the AI and a rock-solid, secure foundation. So what else is in the box? Well, let's dive into the complete toolkit that's designed to speed up the rest of your development. And the core stack here is just solid. It's exactly what you'd want to build with today. You've got Prisma for your database, giving you that awesome type safety with PostgreSQL. Stripe is already wired up for payments, which is a huge time saver. And for the front end, you've got over 40 pre-built shadcn/UI components ready to drag and drop. Plus, it's all running on the latest Auth.js. But wait, there's more. It's not just components. We're talking full-blown, complex page templates that are ready to go. You need an admin dashboard for user management? It's done. A dashboard to track your SaaS metrics? Already built. Even an e-commerce Kanban board. These things save an insane amount of time. Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk about the actual developer experience. Because it's pretty clear this whole thing was built from the ground up for the way we build apps today, especially with AI. And this table really just nails the difference, doesn't it? So many boilerplates are either bloated with features you don't need or they bolt on security at the end. ShipSecure is the opposite. It's intentionally minimal, it's built with security at its core. And it's designed to be a clean foundation, not a tangled mess of features you have to spend a week removing. And that clean foundation has a huge benefit in 2024. Because the whole codebase is so well structured, your AI coding assistant, whether it's Copilot, Claude, whatever you use, it has real context. That means you can ask it to do complex things like, hey, build me a new API endpoint for user profiles. And it'll actually do it correctly with the right auth checks and validation because it understands the existing patterns. So just to recap, here's a quick look at that tech stack again. It's basically a greatest hits of modern web dev, right? Next.js with the op router, Prisma, Auth.js, Tailwind, and shadcn. And importantly, a full testing suite with Vitest and Playwright is already set up. There are really no compromises here. All right, let's bring this all home. Who is this actually for, and how can you get your hands on it and start building, like right now?
This is really for anyone who wants to ship fast but doesn't want to cut corners on quality. So if you're an indie hacker, a startup founder, really any developer who's tired of wrestling with boilerplate and just wants to build their actual product, this is for you.
And the pricing model is super simple, which I love. It's just a one-time payment, that's it. No monthly subscriptions to worry about. You buy it once, and you get all the future updates for life. Simple as that.
So when you boil it all down, what's the real value here? It's time. You get to just skip those first 3, 4, maybe more weeks of tedious, critical setup. You can jump right into building the cool stuff, the features that actually matter for your product.
Look, don't just take my word for it. You can go and experience that AI setup we talked about at the very beginning, and you can do it for free. Just head over to shipsecure.dev/setup and throw your next big idea at it. See what it comes up with. And really, it all comes down to this simple idea. It lets you focus on what you're passionate about, building your product. You handle the innovation, and it handles the bulletproof, secure foundation you need to ship with total confidence. You build, we secure.